Anyway, so yeah, the title of today's video, this is another epiphany moment. Okay, so self-belief, self-doubt, what a topic that's constantly, fucking hell, I nearly knocked my coffee over, that's constantly discussed. Now, I want to call bullshit. Now, I'm also going to explain why, because as a mindset coach whose second unit, Michelle, that you will be watching when they start, anyone who has joined the mindset course last night, thank you very much. It doesn't start until, Jamie Duggan's a really good friend of mine, Tracy. It doesn't start until the 25th of January, okay? So hang fire for now. There's nothing to worry about. You'll just be in the private Facebook group and I'll be dropping a few lives. Course starts on the 25th of January. It only went on sale yesterday. You can still get it for the rest of today for the full 4 weeks at £39. Anyone who's watching, I'll drop the link in afterwards. Jamie as well. We just got on tangents here, don't we? It's the coffee. Jamie Tracy raised nearly 15 grand, I think, with one set in lockdown. For the NHS. How amazing is that? It's absolutely incredible. Incredible guy. Just had a third baby in lockdown as well. Yeah. So the second lesson, and what I class as one of the most important lessons, morning Rupert, of the mindset course is, you have to keep looking, dealing with self-doubt and building confidence, okay? So how many times have you said, I just need to believe in myself, or I just need more self-belief, or the reason why I don't do X is because I don't believe in myself? I've said it hundreds of times. Drop me a comment if you've ever said it. Have you ever said words along the lines of, or maybe your spin on it? What is it that you tell yourself? I want to get some interaction today. This is a mutual coaching process, guys. So I need more self-doubt. I need more self-belief. I just don't believe in myself. If only I would believe in myself, I could. And all those things, okay? Now, inspired again this morning by something Paul said to me that I watched on a video, which he always gets me, which I think is what a good coach does and what I hope to do with you guys, is it's just a fucking excuse not to do the work. Just think about it, okay? Because it's a very quantifiable justification to not getting started. There you go. I don't know where to start. There's no point because I can't do it anyway, okay? These are all protection mechanisms that we tell ourselves because exactly what Gav's just said, I can't be asked. Deep down, you can't be asked, okay? You want to avoid doing the work. You're avoiding getting started for a bit longer because you still see a bigger payoff to the boozing and the drinking and the not doing the exercise. You're avoiding failure because you're afraid of failure. Deep down, no one really gives a shit if you fail or not. Again, you'll be all right, won't you? What's the worst that can happen, okay? There isn't even a bad thing that can happen. The worst thing that can happen is you get back up and you get started again. So we're all fucking here, aren't we? Look at me as an example. Look at everything that's happened to me. Look at everything that's happened to so many of you, like broken bones, bereavements, abuse, divorces, breakups, horrific things that have happened to so many people. We're all still here, okay? We're all still fighting. We're all still get another chance every single day to get up and fight for what we want. So, and build the life that we want. But don't use that as an excuse not to get started, because you do not need self-belief to get started, okay? I am going to flip this round and come back to why it is important, but 99 times out of 100, it's your excuse not to do the work. It's why you avoid not getting started, and it's why you avoid failure, even though you are failing every single day, okay? But you're failing in private because it's safe. It doesn't matter that you get boozed in private because it's safe. It doesn't matter that you're taking drugs and not telling anyone because it's safe. It doesn't matter that you're not doing the exercise, you're eating shit, whatever it is you're doing. If you're not doing it publicly, it doesn't matter because it's safe. We then use that I just don't do it because I don't believe, because all of a sudden we're then afraid of failure. If I put myself out there and say I'm actually going to do this, well, what if I fail? Well, what if you do fail? That's what needs to happen in your head. Tracy, I felt sick yesterday and a headache. Is it because of the change? Probably not. You probably just don't overthink things like that. You probably just had a bit of a day, feeling a bit down, you had a bit of a headache. Everyone gets headaches on every single day. Very often when people start nutrition plans or start training, all of a sudden anything that they have in life, it's like, oh my God, am I feeling like this because I started eating that? Or am I feeling like that because I started eating that? If your sugar's a lot lower than it was, possibly, but no, most likely not. Unless you were massively overeating sugars, and none of my clients are on less than 150 grams of carbs per day. I think you're on a lot more than that, correct me. But it may be that your body's having less sugar and that can happen, yeah. But again, don't overthink it. It's something that will just pass, okay? So I just don't believe in myself. I need to believe in myself more. If only I could believe in myself, I would. So we need to understand they are all ways of stopping you getting started, okay? And that's why that second seminar is dealing with self-doubt and building confidence, okay? It doesn't say how to, we say it all the time, you need to believe in yourself, and it is important, but that's why I specifically didn't name it something to do with self-belief or how to start finally believing in yourself or any of those things, okay? Because, you know, what has to happen, the three things, okay? I've got all these self-limiting beliefs. I just don't believe in myself. I don't believe I can do it. I need to build my confidence. If only I could be more confident. If only I could stop being so scared. If only I could build confidence, I would. Okay? So that was me. Again, Sarah, scared to run and now telling myself I can't run. Now you can and you're enjoying it. Exactly. So what has to happen for all three? Okay? So you're not just going to suddenly start believing in yourself. Oh, if only I had more self-belief. Well, guess what? I didn't fucking get born with self-belief. I didn't wake up with self-belief. I created self-belief, okay? And every single one of you can create self-belief. Every single one of you can get rid of self-doubt, and every single one of you can build confidence off the fucking scale, okay? I'm going to post a video later, and I'll post a video that was not of me farting, which was hilarious in the client group. This is the beauty of life, isn't it? I can post a life-changing transformation or a world-class article or something that really helps them. But no, yesterday, Nat found a video in the first lockdown where I was in a skimpy little vest, no idea why I was wearing it, probably a bit of a self-confidence thing that I wanted people to think I was cool because I had muscles. Again, that's an admission, we all do it, I don't do it anymore, I wear t-shirts. And I'm doing renegade rows, and as I pull into the top renegade row, I just farted really loudly. That post seems to have more traction now than anything else in the rest of the group, mainly because Nat didn't even hear it. She went, what are you doing? I was like, oh, I farted. And it's been filmed, and now Nat's put it in the Facebook group. So brilliant. More than anything. Yeah, love a good fart video. So anyway, what do we need for all three, okay? We need action. Action is always the answer. Grab a pen, write it on your forehead, write it on your chest, write it on your tits, write it on your ass, write it wherever you want, okay? Action is always the answer. Action is always the answer. We do not just get these things. The self-belief, the confidence, the drop in the self-limiting belief systems, that all comes from action. Or you can keep telling yourself the bullshit story while you're not taking action, okay? And I just can't do that because I just don't believe in myself. Bullshit, okay? That is bullshit. There's no other way to put it, okay? What you mean when people are talking about it being the reason why they don't get started, or the reason why they don't get action, or I just need, if I only had the self-belief to ask that girl out, or if only I had the confidence to ask that boy out, or if only I believed in myself enough to be able to go to the gym and that I could actually do it, okay? Well, what you're really saying is, you're saying, if someone could give me the belief to understand that when I do it, it'll all be perfect and I'll definitely get the results that I want and nobody will laugh at me and nobody will take the piss and I won't fail and I won't have to get back up. Well, sorry to tell you, sweethearts, but that certainty is just not ever going to happen. So you're looking for something that doesn't exist, okay? And the biggest thing that I want to tell you is that doesn't happen. That isn't going to happen, okay? When we're saying, if only I had the confidence to do X, you're saying I would do X if I knew I was guaranteed a result and no one was going to laugh. The truth is, no one's watching you, okay? That's in here. No one's watching you. No one's wanting you to fail. In fact, there's a lot of people that are wanting to raise you up and help you towards that success. Liv, I'm sure she'll send it to you and maybe repost it on Facebook and track loads of people because she seems to find it really funny. So, yeah. That's it for this morning. But the biggest thing as well is just understand that we're all still here. We're all still fighting. And whatever it is that's stopping you getting started, get rid of that story because that's all it is. No one has self-belief. No one has confidence. You don't find it. They are things that are built through action. So until you stop telling yourself that story and start taking action, you won't be able to go anywhere. Nobody's watching you and nobody gives a shit about your life. You know, they just don't, but we think that they do in our own heads, okay? So you'll be all right. And a massive, two little things before I go. A massive thing to fall back on is, what's the worst that can happen? Cool story, bro, exactly. What's the worst that can happen, okay? Anything that you've not been doing because you are talking shite in your own head about, I'm overwhelmed, I've not got any self-confidence, I've got no self-belief. None of us have, okay? They're built. So whatever the thing is that you are not doing because of those stories or those self-limiting beliefs, think about, if I do the thing, okay, this is a classic example. Let's go back to being 14 years old, okay? I really fancy that girl in the year at school, but I've got no confidence. I would never dream of asking her out. I just wouldn't do it. I don't believe in myself. I don't believe that she'll like me. She's way too good for me. All stories, all bullcrap, okay? One, she might be thinking the exact same thing, but the leveler for me is, what's the worst that can happen? She says no. One, you don't actually even have to tell anyone you're going to do it. But again, this is where many of you go wrong. Right, that's it. I'm stopping drinking. I'm stopping smoking. I'm stopping sniffing. I'm stopping this. I'm stopping that. I'm stopping this. I'm stopping that. I'm going to achieve this. I'm going to achieve this. I'm going to achieve that. All over your Facebook. Works for some people, but for most people, Jesus Christ, talk about setting yourself up for a fall. I'm going to make this amount of money. I'm going to be rich. I'm going to achieve this. I'm going to do that. Okay? Just pressure you don't need to put on yourself. So sometimes the things for you, you know, it might be getting 10,000 steps in today. You don't have to tell anyone you're going to do it, and you might not be able to do 10,000 steps. But if you don't, what's the worst thing that can happen? There isn't anything. You still be better than yesterday because you tried. And that trying and that action is the first step towards starting to believe in yourself, because you started to take action, because you stopped telling stories, okay? Final thing to finish on, because I'm going to run out of time, is... I'm going to mention, I let one last person into the 8-week mind and body transformation today, even because it's late. Nick, I'm actually going to get you to make him accountable as well, as you have been doing so well with people. So he signed up yesterday. He wanted to sign up yesterday, and I said, mate, it starts today, okay? The course starts today. All right, when's the next one? The next one will be beginning of February. I'll be putting it on sale in a couple of weeks. All right, can I not just start next week? No, you can't, mate. Oh, right, how come? Because it's a group thing. There's hundreds of people that start at the same time. They're all supporting each other. What's your reason? Well, the thing is, I know I'm going to need to do loads of prep, and I know I need to do a big food shop. This guy's over 24 stone, and I need to do this, and I'm researching for this interview, and I need to put this into this way, and I'm like, mate, bullshit. It's all stories, okay? All you need to do when you sign up after you have paid for tomorrow is track your food, stay under 3,000 calories, do 10,000 steps. That's it, okay? That's how you need to get started, guys, okay? If you're not with me as a client, download my book, okay? It will teach you how many calories you need to be on to lose body fat, okay? It will teach you how to write your own diet. It will teach you about the macronutrients. You don't need to go and do the big food shop. You don't need to plan the whole week. You don't need to run a marathon. You don't need a home gym plan. You don't need everything to start with, okay? The biggest reason so many of you fail is, one, because you're using the stories, the self-belief, the no confidence, the bullshit, to stop yourself getting started in the first place, because you think there's something that's given and that people just have rather than earning them through action, or you're simply expecting too much of yourself too soon, okay? And that's another big thing, and I just knocked my iPad over. And that's another big thing that we all need to improve on, okay? Just chill, one day at a time, okay? If that one day is 10% better than yesterday, if you've been overeating and you manage to eat 200 calories less today than you did yesterday, that's a start, that's progress. Build on it, and when you build on it and you keep taking action, that is what builds self-belief, and that is what builds confidence. Take care, guys. I love you all. Have an awesome day, and I will see you again bright and early tomorrow morning when, just for my stalker, stroke harasser, stroke bully, I'm going to be discussing overwhelm. Have an awesome day, guys.